Geek Squad.
A very good evening to you. It's 7:12 p.m. And yes, my name is Kobby, Spiky, Nkrumah, and I'm here to talk tech on Joy FM, the station that you're currently tuned into, 99.7 megahertz. If you're watching us live on Facebook, Joy 997 FM. If you want to watch us live, we're also available on YouTube at Joy 997. You can tweet at us, #JoyGeekSquad. And you can join our Telegram group, t.me/JoyGeekSquad. The show is Geek Squad. We talk about tech, everything related to technology. We try and demystify it, break it down, bring it closer to home, to make it simple for everyone, everywhere to understand. Now, today, we're talking about something that a lot of you have probably experienced, wished you could find a solution for, wondered how to resolve it. Data loss. Oh, Spiky, I get calls all the time. My hard drive has crashed. My computer has crashed. My phone has crashed. I've mistakenly deleted something. I have suddenly lost everything. Miraculously, everything has disappeared from my computer. Amazingly, something happened and everything went. Everything gone. And it's worse if you're, working remotely. You're working from home. You're working from the comfort of your own space and you don't have a dedicated Spiky in your house, or in your office. Because if you're in your office, you have your IT guys and you can always call them. They come, press a few buttons, boom, 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 click, pow. Then the thing comes back and it's like, what is this sorcery? Yeah, today I'm going to teach you that sorcery. And Winston and Michael will be here. We'll be talking about data loss and possible ways to recover data if you lose it. We'll be going for a quick commercial break. When we come back, don't delete anything because we're not going to recover it for you.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
It's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
"Shout!" I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information.
MTN.
And we're back. The show is Geek Squad. You're tuned in to Joy 99.7 FM. And yes, if you hear my voice, it means it's a Tuesday. As I did introduce the show, it is about data loss. Data loss. Not the data when you bundle, the data on your computer. When you start basic computing lessons, they tell you that unprocessed information is data. Processed data becomes information. So data on your computer, or anything on your computer that you lose, is called data loss. And basically, it's what happens when you mistakenly delete, or a virus chews up your files, or your computer corrupts, or you have power loss, and then while you're working on a file, and then you lose your data. So all these things are ways that you could lose data. Until Michael and Winston joins us, I've grabbed my producer, Dennis the Fairboy. If you've been hearing his name on Joy 99.7 FM, yes, today he's live and he's sitting here. So you can watch him on Facebook or YouTube. I don't want it to be a monologue. So yeah, I'd like to have a dialogue. Dennis, have you ever lost data?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Which one? MTN or Vodafone?
My phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was using an when I was with the fruit family.
Yes, what happened?
Yeah, so moving to Android.
Right.
Yeah, so I had to transfer some of my files from my iPhone to the Android. So as at that time, you can't transfer your WhatsApp messages.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so lost everything.
All your chats.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
like
bash.
5 years.
Of chats.
Yeah.
I feel your pain because I've been there, and which is why I absolutely detest WhatsApp, because you'd think that a company that was bought for $15 billion would have thought that, hey, can we synchronize chats on the cloud and not store them as backups in specific cloud? Like WhatsApp on iPhone stores the backup on iCloud, and Android stores it on Google Drive, and these two don't talk together. So if you're migrating, now they've made it possible, like can migrate, but have you tried it?
No, I'm not going back to the.
Yeah, I'm not going back to the fruit family.
Yeah.
Oh, this one. Why are you shading them like that? Chris, have you ever lost data?
Yes, I have.
What data did you lose?
My hard disk. Files on my hard disk.
How did you lose the files on your hard disk? Did it fall?
I don't know what happened to it, but we were working, one night, we go home, came back. I think maybe there was a power outage or something, but we tried fixing it, wasn't working.
Right.
Everything was just gone.
And, you couldn't fix it.
I had to use a data recovery software, but, free things, so I didn't get what I was looking for.
Oh, so you got some, but not all.
I actually got like a lot. So they recovered from like a year back. So there was a lot of info. So you now have to select. And because it was a free software, you don't have, and you don't have the exact file names and everything. Just like raw files. IMG, number, MOV, something. Yeah. So you don't know what you're looking for unless you decide to play to get what you're looking for specifically. It was hell.
Right. Yeah, I can feel that. I can feel your pain. Yeah. I mean, it does happen.
Also, Spiky, you remember we went out to shoot one of our episodes.
Yes.
We got back to the office.
And everything had disappeared.
Yeah.
So, you see, data loss is a very common phenomenon. And I'm sure a lot of people who are listening have experienced this. I want you guys to share your experiences with us on WhatsApp. You can send us a message, 055 quadruple 1997 055 11 11 997. Have you lost data on your phone, your computer? Have you lost data anywhere? Just let us know. And if you did recover that data, share with us your process. We are going to discuss what happens, what to do, what not to do, and how to recover it. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN. MTN everywhere you go. And as we're speaking, the people that ideally should have been sitting in these seats have arrived and have made they've made Dennis and Chris have to leave. But anyway, thanks for sharing your experiences with us, Dennis and Chris. Welcome, Winston. Welcome, Michael.
Hello, everyone.
Did you get lost? Did your data on your GPS get lost?
Little spot of traffic.
So data excess.
Data excess, apparently. Well, so have you lost? How am I even asking these two?
I mean, you may also ask if the sky is blue and water is red.
You know what's interesting? When we were listening on our way here, when Fairboy was talking about losing years of WhatsApp
chat.
And you ranting.
Why was I rant?
So let me share my rant. Mine is quite recent, a fresh wound. So as you guys know, not everybody knows, but I lost my phone a couple of weeks ago.
Your phone was snatched.
Yeah,
you lost your phone.
My phone was picked.
Snatched.
Okay. A few weeks ago. But WhatsApp has the desktop app and then the WhatsApp web. So I have both running at the same time. But for some strange reason, the app just logged me out. I was like, cool. WhatsApp web was still working. So I was like, okay. This will be a great time to try and experiment. If WhatsApp web, now you don't need your phone to be able to use it, I'm under the presumption that WhatsApp is keeping the data in their server somewhere, somehow.
For you to be able to.
Yeah, that was my presumption, right? Finally, get a phone, try to connect back to WhatsApp, then the WhatsApp web just magically logs me out.
Yes.
and I lose all my chats.
So, I mean, I don't know by what streak of luck that WhatsApp may be listening in, but if you're listening WhatsApp, I have one sentence: be like Telegram.
I don't think a backup is so difficult. Is it?
I mean, I don't even think there should be a backing up system. Look, Telegram does syncing.
Yeah.
If I type on my desktop after a few seconds and I haven't even sent the message, it is saved as drafts. I come to my phone and it is there in the text area waiting to be sent. I can go to another device and it's there. WhatsApp, you are older than Telegram. Can't you learn from Telegram?
Because for me, it doesn't make any sense that WhatsApp being so prevalent. Like, everybody's using WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And now the new updates they've done is that, you can migrate your data from iOS to Android now. Hooray. I'm like, no, if you guys were keeping the data some way, somehow in your servers already, nobody would have to go through the loopholes or be worried about, okay, I can't use an Android phone because I won't get my chat if I was from an Apple device. It doesn't make any sense.
Me, on the other hand, I have my backup. It's not like I lost it. I have it. It's about 2 gigabytes in size per file.
Yeah.
Because, it breaks it out.
Every day.
So in total, it's about 10 gig. My WhatsApp backup is about 10 gig. Sans the media.
Yeah.
And I try to recover it. It gets to about 56% always and tells me back restore failed. So, it's like you're going there and then I'm sorry. Yeah, you can't. But Michael, why are you looking at us like we are from Mars? Have you ever experienced data loss in the way we have?
I mean, who hasn't experienced data loss in the way you have? Winston's story has happened to me in the exact same manner.
Wait, but you're using an iPhone.
Well, you think that's supposed to protect me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry for
the
you.
The walled garden is supposed to protect you.
Well, the walled garden has what you call rodents in it. And I was attacked viciously by my WhatsApp data loss. Because same thing, I had WhatsApp web and desktop running, was chatting as I was going, because I wasn't migrating phones, I was upgrading phones. Okay, and through some mishap, I had to force an update. So fresh install, no problem, cool. WhatsApp is running, my chats are active, made sure that my backup was as up to date as was possible. Cool. Restore backup, and then 1 month of chats just up in the sky somewhere.
Oh, but you got 1 month, but like the preceding month.
Yeah, the preceding months I got some.
Right.
All our media, what do you call it? A great treasure trove of chats. All the starred beautiful images, like sorry bro, and all
that,
all gone.
Oh wow,
all gone.
And I was thinking that Michael was a repository of all our memes.
No,
I think Obi is our repository.
Yeah.
At this point, we must protect
I know.
Obi.
We have to protect Obi and the Book of Achilleans. Like
that's from Malu. You have to protect Malu.
Yeah.
You have to protect Obi.
But that's the thing. I thought I had it all. Poof, gone. I saved some stuff on my phone directly, but those ones are timestamped to when they were. I can't now go to a chat like, I want this golden piece. Nope, gone forever.
Wow.
But it's great we're having this conversation because I saw a tweet 2 days ago. So this person is working remote. And what happens? This is a very interesting way of data loss, which we will also touch on when you are working remotely. He was working on 3 projects. And he accidentally saved the resources of project A on project B, thereby overwriting everything on project B, and lost project C and his backup files for project B. So effectively, he has only 1 project.
There's no antivirus for family witches like that. So we can't help him in this matter.
Well, we can't help him. But
this will require data recovery.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. Snaps branded data recovery software that you just pour libation on your hard disk.
Snaps and incense that you just burn on your CPU. Because unless the only thing I can say for him is that if you're working on the online cloud system, I use Dropbox, and I have a year of data recovery on deleted files, and the same for different revisions of files. And I've had instances like that where I've oversaved over something, and so there's no undoing there. But like, fine, just I know that I'm constantly connected, close it, then go back in there, then check for file versions, and this version was before I saved this mistake, and then it is there. Of course, it does require that you save frequently,
Yeah.
which a lot of people do not do. That Control S is a
Now
reaction.
now that you mention that, I've had a listener actually come in with a similar problem. Lucky for that listener, you know, the latest version, which is why if you're listening to us and you use any software, you must always update, which is why you should buy.
Charlie.
Yeah,
It's
because
not a
if you're using
joke, oh.
Microsoft Office and it's cracked, I can tell right now, 70% of you are using Microsoft Office 2010, 2007, 2013, or 2016. Very few of you are using 365, which
Yeah,
is the latest one, which
yeah.
doesn't even cost so much. Just about $6 a month.
For you, bro.
I mean, bro, like, see, it's worth it.
If
when-
you're working, and you don't want any problems, yeah, you should
people
pay
are
for
paying
it.
for DSTV to watch BB Niger.
Hey, priorities, bro.
Anyway, so as I was saying, a lot of right from 2007 to now, Microsoft Office allows you to autosave. And that autosave, if you're using Windows, is in the app data folder, roaming, Microsoft, Word, in that folder. If you manage to find yourself in there, you could, and I say this with the word could, because if you're lucky, you could find that file in there, backed up, and you can open it and resume.
What's the
If you are
extension?
unlucky,
WBK.
.asd,
Yeah.
you know, there are different ones, but basically just, you can also go into your settings or get your IT guide, to enable very frequent backing up in your Office applications. Now, this is what I found that a lot of people don't do. Every OS has backup and restore.
Yeah.
One feature that people do not use on Windows is file history. File history is the most important setting you could set up on your PC. If you're listening to me right now and you have a spare hard drive, just go into your settings and enable file history. Now, file history, what it does is every time it creates a new, before you modify a folder or a file in your folder, it creates a backup of the older version with a date and a timestamp. So if you right click on that file and you go to file, history, you'd see that the history of that file from every time it was changed all the way till when it was created.
Oh, and you can restore that.
Yes, and you can restore that.
Oh.
So if you modify that file from, let's say today's 26th July, you modified it today,
you
you'd
save
have
your project A
the version.
override.
So that project A override that he did, it would have been there.
Yeah.
Project C, in fact, the whole folder, you'd have a version of that whole folder from before.
Yeah.
Before you can have the files in there.
That's a solid tech tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you don't have to go for
so
Dropbox.
like, I'm asking on behalf of our listeners and viewers. So, does this file history, how much space does it take, or is it like a cache type of thing?
So, depending on which folders you're backing up.
Okay.
I mean, I can't do file history because I have over 12 terabytes of files. If I did file history, I'll need a data center sitting right next to my computer. So I do file history for my documents folder,
Okay.
which obviously is not going to pass 10 gigs. Now, that incremental updates or backup consistently happening, and it removes the older one. You set the time
Okay.
frame that you wanted to keep how long you wanted to keep it for. So then incremental, then it pushes that one down. You know basically how it's supposed to work. And I don't think somebody's going to be looking for the same file, the version of that file from 5 years ago.
Nah.
You would be surprised.
Well, yes, you'll be surprised. But let's just say that's assuming you didn't modify that file every day, every week, every month for the last 5 years. Right?
Okay.
If you did modify it for a month, you'd still have that backup there. So file history, that's
So-
my tip.
So how
Enable it.
do we execute? I'm unfortunately, this isn't going to be very visual.
Yeah, but yeah.
You know what? We'll find a way to make it.
Well, we'll
visual.
finish and we'll do a visual version for TV.
Yeah, put it on Twitter
Yeah.
or something. But my tip is, if you do not want to pay for Office 360, one thing I've come to appreciate is just using the Google Suite.
Yeah,
Google
Google
Sheets,
Drive.
Google Docs, all of that, because every single key you press, they save. However, another tip is at the end, I create a duplicate of every file, and that's how I back up my files. So that, and this working on a cloud affords you a few luxuries in the sense that even if you're doing a lot of your real work on the cloud, even if your laptop falls to ransomware, at least you know your work is fine.
Yeah.
It's not local, it's on the cloud, so you no get problem relatively. If they've hacked into your go-to, then that's a totally different story altogether. But the most important thing, one of the first tips about file loss is properly naming your files. It's very, very important.
Not saving everything on the desktop. It's one mass.
Yeah, you need to name your files and folders very well, because most often
I think you are shading graphic designers right now. New with 5 W's. New final.
if you can name your files graphic designers with dates attached, because it really just helps.
Sometimes the date says not enough. You have to add times in there.
If you have doing multiple
copy of copy. Version 5.
Yeah, so because what I've realized is that most data loss type thing is normally, it's not a full loss, is data misplaced. You just don't remember where you saved this file or what you called it, and it's going to be very difficult for your IT guy to find a file you don't know the name of or the directory in which it is in. So sometimes you need to help us to help you. But funny thing, over the past 2 weeks, I've been dealing with a lot of data recovery. I've been doing a lot of data recovery over the past, and it's quite fascinating.
Data recovery on what?
On hard drives, on SD cards.
Now that you've segued into that,
Yes.
let's talk about data recovery.
Yes.
Because we've already established how people lose their data, either to viruses, copying and pasting on top of the file.
Yeah.
Not checking when it says, would you like to replace, or shift deleting when you should have just deleted and put it in a recycle bin.
My favorite one, when you tell someone to copy a file and they cut it off.
Oh yeah, cut and paste. So data that's lost can be recovered.
Within some limitations.
Yes, within, well, the
depends on the software you have.
It depends on the data loss. Because if you lost your data to, let's say, fire, your chances are near nil.
Yeah.
If you lost your data to your drive falling from a 6th floor,
yeah, serious mechanical damage.
No,
there's
6th
I mean,
floor,
unless if it's an SSD, you have your chances of survival are high. But if it's an HDD, a hard disk drive,
a 6-inch table will not save you.
yeah. I mean, just from
A 6 centimeters
6
table will
centimeters.
not save you.
Bro,
will not
my
save
hard
you.
drive has legit tipped over. And then I start hearing.
This is just by the way, and I'm very sad we may not be able to make this happen soon. But a friend of mine is doing his PhD in, I've forgotten the full course, but in hardware security in the US. And he and I were having a conversation. He came back to Ghana recently, and he and I were having a conversation about what he does. And he alluded to the fact that even with mechanical damage, to a certain degree, he can recover your data.
Which is what I was coming to. So hard drives that have been mechanically damaged, which is why I started with a fire.
Yeah.
Because fire, if you're unlucky and then the platters are all burnt, you'd need the grace of God and FBI soft
Russian and American.
Russian and
what do you call it?
Russian, American, Chinese, and North Korean participation to recover your data for you. And it will cost you an arm and a leg, possibly your both kidneys. So it has to be the key to your Bitcoin wallet, which probably is holding about 10,000 Bitcoins.
Unless the Bitcoins, the keys in there also include nuclear keys, they will not help you.
So yeah, what we're trying to say is that if your drives die by fire, you might as well just forget it. Unless, like we said, it has the nuclear keys to all the nuclear warheads in the world. Number 2, if it's mechanical damage, it fell, or there was a power surge that went right through it, that chances that could be fixed. Now, we'll start with that. With those ones, you need an expert. A friend of mine's hard drive, and he's in one of the groups that we're both in, Slicker.
Yeah.
His drive crashed, and he opened it up to fix it because the head was apparently touching the disk. Now, if you've not seen a hard drive before, it's basically like a record player, a power. Yeah. So there are multiple disks with the heads barely touching these disks. And gentleman said the head was not touching a disk, so he pushed it to touch it. First mistake he made is you cannot work on a hard drive unless it is in a hermetically sealed environment, because it's one, photosensitive, light, so you can't have light shining on a hard drive, an open hard drive. You can't have dust, even the tiniest speck of dust. And don't think that your room is so clean. This is Ghana.
Simple test for if you think your room is so clean, put a phone protector on your screen.
Yeah.
Just try and put a phone protector on your screen and be as careful as you can. See if you can get it done without a single speck of dust.
Yeah.
That will tell you whether or not you are dust free.
So those two things are what you need to know about opening a hard drive. You can't do it yourself. That's why you need an expert. They work on it in a red room, like where they wash film. Yeah, because it has to be dark, so lights does not damage the disc, and then it has to be hermetically sealed. So one video I watched, they put in a box, a sealed box, and they have their gloves that they go in there and work on it. In some cases, what they'll do is they'll swap out the boards with another board of the same, like it has to be.
I've done that a few times. It's hit and miss.
Yes,
sometimes
because
it works.
Do you know why it's a hit and miss?
Because you need to install the BIOS for that
to
too.
match. The serial numbers have to legit have come from the same line. Yes, you can't take. They may look like the same drives, but if they were released even a month apart, it would. There's a high possibility it won't work. So it has to come from the same line. I had 2 WD greens and I tried this, did not work.
Someone mentioned a possibility that it's possible to copy a BIOS from one motherboard of the similar line to another. So at some point in time, I have a box full of dead drives that I have to experiment with this thing. So yeah, I'll try that out and see.
Yep. So there's that, and then the heads. So if you go to an advanced data recovery company, they would actually take the disks off the platter and then put them on a universal reader to read a drive to get your data for you. Now this brings us to the point. The reason why they have to copy it onto another drive is that you cannot do data recovery on that same drive. Now we can't stress this more. Data recovery cannot be done on the same drive. If you lose your data on your external hard drive, you're recovering it to your PC or you're recovering it to another drive.
Yeah.
If you delete the data on your laptop, you're recovering it to your external or another drive, never to the same drive.
Actually, that reminds me, important pro tip. If you lost data that has been deleted or wiped and clearly been wiped, the first thing you should do is
Stop.
nothing. Literally, yeah.
Do
not
nothing.
use the drive, especially if it's PC. Shut it down. Do not turn it on, because part of the reason you can't recover to the same drive is anytime you write onto the drive, you are losing that data. There's a trace image that data is going to be that's still left. Anytime you write to the drive, there's a greater chance of that trace being erased forever.
Yep.
So the first thing, if you lost data, disconnect the drive, do not use it, give it to the experts, and then they will then try and read off the drive, because you try to write anything to the drive. Sometimes you not do it by accident, you will not try to save, but let's say, like for example, it's a laptop or a desktop. Just by it's running, it could do something.
It is doing something.
Caching
Caching
files.
If you're browsing the internet, it is caching stuff.
And that is just going to wipe any chance of you getting your data, which is part of why we say when people ask us, we wipe stuff on our phones, it's a bit more difficult, because unlike regular PCs and drives, to take the memory unit out of a phone, for us here, is near on impossible.
Yeah.
So it's like, unless you can get a third-party service that will connect and read to your phone in the hopes that your phone hasn't cached anything to it in the meantime, your chances are not good. So,
yep. Pro tip. If you deleted something on your computer, try as much as possible not to use it, because you're reducing your chances of recovering your data. Don't say, I'm just copying one movie. That one movie can go and... I think if we put this in context, a lot of people understand. If data on your drive is like footprints on beach sand, right? And you know that footprint is where that data was. That's what the data recovery is coming to look for, that footprint, and try to make out what's made that footprint. If you and I come and stand where that footprint was and we ruin it, when the data recovery software comes and sees multiple footprints, It doesn't see your footprint. Another analogy is a building that was demolished. You know, if a 5-bedroom house was demolished, the foundation would clearly show that this was a 5-bedroom house, right?
Then you can fix that.
You can build it up from there. You know what it looked like from the foundation.
But after you've already called a new foreman to come and start breaking that foundation and build on
and
top.
somebody comes to build chamber and hall. Now data recovery comes and it's like, are we recovering a 5-bedroom house? No, it doesn't look like a 5-bedroom house. It looks like 3 chamber and halls.
3 chamber and halls.
Yeah. So are you asking the data recovery software to recover the chamber and halls or recover the 5-bedroom house? So that's
it
essentially,
can't see a 5-bedroom house.
and you can't even have that conversation with it.
No, you can't have. It doesn't give you a choice.
No.
Okay, I see a chamber and hall, but it was a 5-bedroom house. I don't see a 5-bedroom house.
You know, I've had done data recovery and it was of images, and one image came, half of it was of something that I was looking for, and the other half was of a totally different thing. That's what can happen if you've seen corrupted images where half of it is a different picture and the other half is a different picture. This is what happens when you copy onto a drive that you possibly lost something
You're giving
from.
me serious flashbacks.
Yeah,
But
bro.
let me try and unscare our listeners. You guys.
What is the hand scare here?
So typically, what I've realized just this past few weeks is that most data losses, like anything that happens to your drive, if, like Michael said, you haven't touched anything, sometimes your drive will ask you to format it and don't do anything. Don't do anything. There are actually Windows itself has inbuilt systems for you to help you recover your data. For instance, if you are conversant with command line, you can use check disk. You can use disk parts. Unfortunately, this is not very visual, but we'll get you some visuals.
Which is
soon.
why we're just basically giving them an idea.
Yes.
So if they call their IT friends to come and help them, and they are doing magic in command prompts, and you're seeing, oh yeah, this is what Geek Squad was talking about. So you have an idea. I mean, we're not expecting. It's like us listening to Lloyd talking to us about tuning, rebuilding a supercharger. Yeah, we know how he did it, but will we do it?
He gives us a password, like get started,
which one, 13T or kill spanner? We won't be able to do it. You understand? So, but we have the idea because we've watched enough YouTube videos. So that's essentially what we're doing for our listeners, giving them the ground knowledge for them to understand what is going on, so somebody doesn't bamboozle you and do a check disk and tell you your bill is $10,000.
So another thing, Spiky mentioned this, that you can't recover data onto another drive. That is true when you are doing a full data recovery. If you are using check disk or disk parts, what they are trying to do is that they go through, there's something called sectors in your hard drive. They are going through to try and fix whatever caused the break in information. Or if they can't fix it, what they will do is that they'll sack them. Those sectors, the bad sectors, they will sack them. So if you have any information in those sectors, you will lose that one. Now, the interesting thing about data recovery is that, in my opinion, and through my current personal experience, if you recover information using check disk or disk parts, buy another hard drive
And backup.
Not even just backup, transfer all the information from the recently salvaged hard disk onto the new one and format it, because formatting actually heals your drive. That's why your drive automatically is asking you to format it. Like, just by default, it's like, you know what, this is a bad situation, so let's reboot. That's what to ask. This is because current situation I'm facing. I helped a friend recover files, 1.8 terabytes worth of files. Took me about 3 days to do check disk on this. Got it back. Very first thing I told her was that, go and buy another 2 terabyte hard drive. Copy everything and put it on it. Because what happens when you do a check disk is that it puts your drive in a very volatile state. So it's like you've gone to fight and now they put POP on you and you still want to run. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. So I told her this. She did not listen. Now I'm currently fighting a drive that has no file system. The partition is visible but hidden. has turned raw. I am unable to turn it from raw to NTFS because it won't allow me to format. Anytime I try to format, it says that, oh, there's no file system. But if I use check this, it will tell me that there are no parameters. The parameters are incorrect, which means that, oh, I should use this. I'm sorry, I'm going too technical. But the point is, when you lose your data, just buy fresh hard drive, transfer, format. Then you have 2 drives. Will it cost you money? Yes. But will you save your data? Yes. Now you even have a free backup. Okay, not free. But
yeah, you did pay money for it.
Yeah, you did pay money for it.
So, wow. What Winston said, all of it, facts. Now, if you've lost your data, we're talking about computers right now, a lot of them. Some people may want to try doing their own data recovery. I mentioned file history. There's some maybe you deleted something by mistake, shift deleted, put in a recycle bin, emptied it. And like Michael said, don't do anything. But sometimes your first aid could actually be doing something, which is installing a very cheap software like Undelete. You know, from Piriform.
Yeah.
You can use Undelete, run it, scan, it finds the file, you undelete it. You're good to go. So as we're speaking now, do that now. Like install Undelete now, because then it reduces your risk of installing Undelete over your deleted file. So at least when you have it now, when you mistakenly delete it, you can always run it and then undelete. And if that seems to be too tough for you, you can always come to the Telegram group, t.me/JoyGeekSquad, and there'll be geeks there to help you out to do it.
Or you can contact Spiky, myself, Michael. I've got to, it's been a lot of fun fighting hard drives for the past few weeks. I'm not gonna
the things you call fun. It's just you alone.
Yeah. See, everybody who knows me knows that I've been through hard disk crashes. Probably more than the average geek. I've had to recover 6 terabytes of data. Yes. And which is why I love active partition recovery and active file recovery. Because it restored the whole partition.
Yeah, that's what I'm currently doing.
And I recovered every single file. So and with their file names.
Yeah.
Mind you.
Yeah.
And there's EaseUS, but it's paid.
It's paid. Like all
it's great, but it's
amazing.
Paid. So listen, Charlie.
Data recovery is in children's.
So yes, let's go take the WhatsApp messages. It's t.me/JoyGeekSquad to send us a Telegram message. If you want to send us a WhatsApp, 055-1111-997, 055-1111-997. All MTN SIM cards in Ghana must be registered again with only the Ghana card by the 31st of July 2022. Kindly dial *400# to check if your registration has been successful. And all successful registration would have a B-cap. That's CAP, yes. Basic B for basic dash cap. Cap as what you were on your head. And then a space, yes. If this hasn't been done, dial *404# and follow the prompts. Failure to register your SIM card would mean that you would not be able to make voice calls, use mobile money services, internet, and all other services linked to your SIM card. Please note that the registration is free and you will not be required to make any payments. Plus, we will give you 1 gigabyte of data free of charge or 1 hour talk time valid for 7 days. We're taking last commercial break. When we come back, I'll read your messages on WhatsApp and Telegram. MTN brings you Geek Squad. MTN everywhere you go.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions
and send tweets,
where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
And we're back. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN everywhere you go. So I've got messages on WhatsApp. Good evening, Kobby from Amasama. Good evening, Kobby. Please help me out. My world has come to a standstill because I can't access any file from my hard drive. It's crashed. How do I retrieve my files? Please help me out. Kobby from Amasama, there's so many questions that we need to ask you. When you say crashed, is the drive detected when you connect it to the computer? Do you hear a sound from the drive? Does it ask you to format? So many questions. When you plug in your drive, what happens? Let us know. Then we can help you. So Nana Kwesi says, my external hard drive has been messing me up. Files keep stopping when transferring data after some percentage is done. What could be the wahala? If you didn't, and then yes, Winston, if you didn't the first time charge her for this recovery, charge her. That way she'll listen. Because you didn't charge her, that's why she didn't listen. You see, when you do work for free, people take it for granted. And he's right. I support this. Nana Kwesi. Hello, Geek Squad. I tried to force install Windows 11 on my laptop and it crashed my 500 gigabyte hard drive. Everything is gone. It's not even working anymore. Can I recover all the data on it? That's Coco Ninja and Osu. How
Same
did that
questions. Like when you, have you tried taking it out and connecting it to another computer, and then you see what errors
your hard drive
is giving? That's so normally in data recovery we need to know what errors is given. Then you figure out what approach to use.
Yeah. Chairman Kobby, yes, Douglas. I lost pictures, documents, files, etc. Not these days you can save them on Gmail or OneDrive. Too painful losing those documents. So I wish backup drive is best for the phone. So for the phone,
Charlie,
either cloud.
I'm not gonna lie, like my Google Drive has been holding my neck with that. You are at 95% of your storage. I'm this close. I am this close.
You know, after they scammed us with Google Photos,
yeah,
I had to pay.
Yeah.
So I was working on a freelance job. I sat 3 days and nights to enter over 1,000 of entries in Excel.
Ooh.
Oh my God, I'm beginning to feel your pain.
Yeah.
All that time I had not saved the work once. So because I thought I was using a laptop, I opened another document and didn't want to save changes for that document. So when I tried closing and I was prompted to save, I just clicked don't save. Not knowing, I just closed my 3 days of work without saving. Ernest, I feel your pain. Auto recover didn't help. I'm not done. Auto recover didn't help because I selected don't save. I spent the whole night combing the internet for solutions and trying them out. All of a sudden, one worked and it came back. I can't remember what I did and it came. Man, I was overjoyed. Hey, how do you give me anxiety and just... This guy can't write a telenovela. Yeah. Because he legit puts me in the state of anxiety.
Just to reiterate, please install undelete.
Yeah,
please
install
save
undelete.
your work.
And you know what? It's difficult. See, I produce music. And prior to very recently, there was no autosave on FL Studio. So imagine.
Why do we rely so much on autosave?
No, you see, and
listen. When you are in the zone, Michael, especially me, I'm speaking as a music producer. When you're in the zone, you're jamming, you're doing this, Control S is not your friend.
As a graphic designer, like, look, I'm doing stuff. Sometimes I don't
easier
realize
to do that.
What? It's the same keyboard that you're
It's not
playing
the
with.
same keyboard. The key strokes, whatever, are different.
Here's my excuse. It's just complacency because I spend most of my time. It takes me a while before I shut down my laptop. I don't remember the last time I shut down my laptop.
Me neither.
Yeah,
No,
it's
see,
always
but
one.
like
So
I'm at a point where
hibernate.
sometimes I catch myself hitting save on programs that don't have a save feature because they are automatically
you're paranoid.
saving. Yeah, I'm
Which is good.
paranoid.
So we wish we had your skills, but right now we are normal human beings. We've not reached save God
mode.
tier
There's nobody in this studio right here who is normal.
Well, clearly you have gone beyond that.
And look, I am in good company here. Don't even try that.
But we haven't even touched on mobile phone data recovery.
Yeah.
Because that's I've also experienced, and there's even let me give this free tip before we leave on contact recovery. If you're syncing your contacts with any other service other than Google, I implore you, sign in to Google on your device, be it an iPhone or an Android. And remember, if it's an Android, remember your username and password. Reason being this: if you ever lose your contacts, or delete any contact accidentally or intentionally, if you go into contacts.google.com, you can actually go back in time and restore your contacts.
Yeah.
It has saved a lot of people, and it would save you too. So if you know what is good for you and your contacts, don't sync with any other service, not with iCloud.
even to add a little more to that,
Yahoo.
There are even times where you modify the contacts, like you change the name. When you go into Google Contacts, like on your PC, sometimes you get the two contacts. It will show you the old one and the new one, and then you decide if you want to clean up.
And one good thing too, it allows you to merge contacts.
Yeah.
So if you have too many duplicates and you want to merge them, it goes through them, allows you to merge them. You can create groups and all that. Yeah.
So to wrap up, what advice are we giving them?
Save a lot.
And
do like Michael. Control S, Control S. Every time you type there, Control S.
Sometimes you undo self, Control S.
Control S.
Yeah.
Then just use the cloud-based versions of whatever you because those ones automatically
But you
save.
see,
Turn on file
cloud-based version of Word is not as efficient as local Word. So
No, it isn't.
Okay.
save a lot. In fact,
Keep your files organized. Save a lot.
Yes.
Download and delete.
Download and delete.
Download and install, and don't just
yes,
download.
yeah.
Make
sure your
activate file history.
File history
Yes.
for a very important document. Keep your files organized and properly named as best as you can. And if you are not even going to work in there, occasionally just copy your stuff onto a cloud service like OneDrive or Google Drive or Dropbox or wherever. Just keep it somewhere safe from where you are currently working. At least your most important things.
And if your hard drive crashes, don't do anything. Call a professional.
Last one. Don't work from a pen drive. Copy the file to your computer, work on it. When you're done, save it on the computer and copy a copy onto the pen drive. I've seen this many a time. People are working and they don't even realize that they drive, or a network drive. You're working from a network drive and the network messes up. Anyway, thank you for joining us. My name is Kobby, Spiky, Nkrumah. Shout outs to my producer, Prince Safo, Dennis Afewa, Crispy. Thank you, Winston. Thank you, Michael. And thank you for joining me. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. Catch you next week on another episode.